Hello there. It's you and us again, same time, same place. Let's do this next week as well. Anyways, welcome to your favorite youth Enviro show.
We came today with a fire episode and we don't want you guys to go anyway. So stay right there, relax, and stay tuned.
The beauty of this nature can never be undone. Can we go green? Can we go clean to save this nature? The beauty of this nature and nature can never be undone. Can we go green? Can we go clean to save this nature? The beauty of this nature can never be undone. Can we go green? Can we go clean to save this nature?
Everything we do.
I want to say that we should always keep our environment clean, because if we don't keep our environment clean, then we won't have a healthy life.
This is Tobias Anyeko, and you are watching Youth Enviro Show.
Can never be undone. Can we go green? Can we go clean to save this nature? The beauty of this nature and nature can never be undone.
Welcome back. For those who don't know these two ladies right here, she is Sharessa and I'm Esther. So, in our last episode, we have been speaking about community-based natural resource management. We have defined what it is. We have also spoken that it serves as a ruler and a conservation development that is helping or giving comprehensive training to the local people so that they can benefit or derive benefit from natural resource management.
Yes, it works on empowering our local communities as well as to help them monitor the natural resources that they're using on a daily basis.
And this is actually being done via mobilization, through mobilization of community members, of explaining to them what the benefits they can derive from such a natural resources and why it's important for them to protect it.
Yes, so following that, today's topic is the challenges and opportunities of community-based natural resources. And as we all know, natural resources, the conflict or the issue is not just of local concern. It is an international, a global issue, as natural resources can be shared across borders.
And this actually becomes a challenge in countries that are sharing resources. Countries such as Namibia is sharing a Kavango River with Botswana, with Angola. So now it becomes very difficult when it comes to community-based natural resource management just because of these shared resources.
As well, our Orange River in Oranjemund, as you know, or I hope you know, that there is actually beautiful diamonds in that river. But some of those diamonds get flushed along the river to South Africa. So we can't claim that those are ours when they're also a resource for South Africa.
Yes, because we cannot just protect the natural resources which are the other side of South Africa, but then we have to focus more on ours and vice versa as well. Another challenge of community-based natural resource management is that many a times, yes, we have empowered the communities, the rural people, and sometimes they are being entrusted with funds, and then many a times they misuse the fund and the natural resources become depleted as well.
Yeah. Or that they don't, you never even see the project developing.
Yeah.
Which is so sad.
It is.
And adding on to what Esther mentioned, you know that national politicians sadly many times take the credit for the good work that is being done in the country, but also on the other hand, they receive most of the backlash and the blame when a management program fails.
Yeah, because if you look at it, when we are so quick to judge. Like,
You don't know the work that goes into it.
Before he came here, it was so successful. But another challenge is that the community-based natural resource management objectives, they are more just about finances, financial. But then they need to be extended to people getting land as well.
Yeah, resource tincture.
Yes.
Also, disappointingly enough, is that the CBNRM institutions have more instated that the state, which is the government, the body of the country, is in control, so which puts them at the center of power. Then they have not pure, but they have more control and right of how the resources are managed, or they make the decisions. And this may lead many times that the benefits are only appropriated between the state, certain international agents, and the private sector, causing that many of the local people are losing out.
In addition, you may still add some challenges that you may think that are important, and we haven't spoken about them right below. However, we have prepared something very nice for you. There is an expert that is going to share with us the challenges as well as the opportunities that comes with community-based resource management. So do not go away, so stay tuned. We are here at the conference, and today I am joined by one of our best expert when it comes to community-based natural resource management. So, Ms. Maxi, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me. My name is Maxi Luis, and I work for an organization called NACSO. So NACSO stands for the Namibian Association of CBNRM, which is an acronym. The acronym is Community-Based Natural Resource Program, and we are associations. So we are here today with a conference, and the work that we do is that we support communities in rural Namibia all over the country, and that program is called conservancies. So the people that manage that program is called the conservancies.
And these people are in the rural areas?
Most of it are in rural areas. Our mandate is working in rural areas. So we have legally, these people they are gazetted. We say gazetted, which means that they are legal, and we have around 86 of them, and most of them are in the Kunene region, and then they are in Zambezi, and then Erongo and North Central regions, and also in the south. So it's actually in the 13 political regions in Namibia we have conservancies. The only region where we don't have conservancies is the Commerce region.
So who is funding these conservancies, or where they derive their finances from?
Okay, so the conservancies themselves, in terms of us, we help them in terms of teaching them, not teaching, say, we build their capacities.
Okay.
We teach them how to, or build their capacities in terms of how to set up businesses. Okay. Most of them get their money from tourism. And there's two types of tourisms that they get their money from. Okay. The one tourism is when you see tourists that are coming to Windhoek, most of them go into rural areas, and when they're into rural areas, they go and visit some of these conservancies. Not all conservancies have tourism areas. Some of them have, some of them don't. Some of them also do what we call hunting. And the hunting for them have two benefits. One is the meat. When it's hunted, they eat the meat. The other one is that they have money from the hunt, and that hunt then they use the money then for their activities, like they employ people, they have people that look after wildlife, so that is what they do. So there's two types. There's types of hunting. There's what we call trophy hunting. Okay?
Now speaking about hunting, especially here, now in the world, now that there's a lot of, things going up about it, that it has to be banned. How is it now? How are the communities now taking? How is it now affecting them?
Okay, let me first explain that hunting has been something that has been done in Namibia for years and years. My grandfather used to hunt. Your grandfather also used to hunt. Okay, so hunting has been something that has happened in Africa for quite a number of years. And during colonialism, people actually exploited it a lot. They came to hunt more than they were supposed to. In our country and some other countries in Southern Africa, after independence, after 1990, we put up some laws to make sure that hunting is very well regulated, which means that there is laws and policies. So you cannot just go and just shoot animals in this country. There is a procedure in terms of how you do it. And in doing so, we have managed our wildlife very well. And that's why in our country, we allow that to happen. If you don't go through those procedures, we call you are poaching. That is illegal. You are not supposed to do that. So to be able to hunt, there is procedures. You need to have a permit. You need to go and hunt legally. You get money from it. And in our case with the communities, they have to plow it back into those communities. So that is what it is. So it's not a bad thing if it's just well managed and well regulated. I think that it's emotional for other people because they have some of the youth in those countries, for instance, were born when they have not seen these things. So for them, when they see something being hunted, they think, oh, it's going to be finished. We want to make sure that it's there for generations. The other thing that I also need to mention is that we use it for conservation. Because if these animals are with communities, they are not used, what is going to happen? People will just kill them because they don't see any value if they have to keep them for nothing. So those are some of the things that we need to look at.
Well, since we have been speaking so much about hunting and you explained to us very well about it, how the importance of it, I just would like you to tell us more, me and the youth, about the threats. What are the threats when it comes to community-based natural resource management?
First of all, the biggest threat to community-based natural resource management is the climate change. I'm sure it's a term that most of the youth have heard. This is when, the areas has become drier, there's not enough food for animals, whether it's wildlife and whether it's livestock, there's not enough. That's a big threat. The other threat that we also have is what you were just talking about. If people cannot utilize the resources because there's laws or people that are stopping them from using those resources, then it's a big threat. But it's also if communities themselves are not, if they don't follow some of the procedures, if there's regulations and then it's not being followed, that also becomes a threat within itself. But I think for us the biggest one is that we are losing what we call areas or habitat of this wildlife, because if the people are not keeping those areas open for wildlife, then it's a threat. It's a big threat for the program itself.
Okay, very well. So just before we let you go, we just would like you to tell the youth, what is the importance of community-based natural resources? Why must they be interested, or in future, why must they, be part and parcel of it?
Okay, it is important because it's about environment, and we all depend on the environment. So just imagine if there was no trees when the youth now is born. You will be angry with us, isn't it? Because we have not looked after that environment. And that's why the youth of today, they have to get up. It's their right. It's their right to say, nobody should chop that tree because I want my child to come see what is there. Nobody should finish this wildlife because my child should come and see. So it is your right as a youth of this country, as a citizen of this country, to make sure that this environment is looked after. And that's why this community-based natural resource program is very, very important.
Yes. Well, there you have it, by or with Ms. Maxi right here, the director of NATSO. We would like to say thank you very much, Ms. Maxi.
Thank you.
And we hope you have learned a lot from us.
Did you miss us? Well, you know that these interviews always play an important part in these segments because experts just have a way better and a wider range of knowledge than we have. I mean, they're there in the field every day, learning, growing with these topics and then feeding us this information. What a gift it is, right, to have experts in the field.
Yeah.
But anyways, so recapping on what we spoke about earlier on what the challenges of a community-based natural resource management program could be.
So some of the challenges that we have spoken about is that the community members, they get empowered. However, many a times they take advantage of the funding that they receive and they use it for their own purposes.
Yes, unfortunately, private sectors, the state and international agents could be or are benefiting more from these programs than our local people.
And many of the community-based nature resource management objectives are just about financial tenure. However, we should look more into land tenure as well and resources tenure as well.
You know, I would like to add a new one, or a challenge that we could face is that that there are existing institutions already on community-based natural resource management. However, it can be that many times the state or other institutions are looking into funding new organizations instead of nurturing the traditional institutions that have already been in place.
That have been there for quite a long time sometimes. So it was a pleasure having you right here, and we came to the end of our today's episode. So as from me, Esther,
and me, Sharissa,
tot ziens.
Right.